welcome to Germany, welcome to Berlin.
Thank you. Very nice to be here again.
I really enjoyed it. I just watched it in the morning, 8 o'clock. So it's not the typical way of getting up in the morning for me, but it was great.
You watched the movie this morning?
This morning at 8 o'clock, yeah. Yeah. And it's a very deep movie, and I think you have, and you work a lot with X-Men. If you work with so many characters who are immortal, lots of questions about life, being alive, and death, how much influence does it have on your life if you work so many times on such deep topics?
Oh, I think a significant influence. If those influences are for good, there are sometimes negative ones that you have to play, and you hope to leave those behind you when the camera stops rolling or the curtain comes down. But over the years, I like to think that my education has been a lot to do with playing people I didn't know. I left school when I was 15 with a very modest education, and having had the opportunity to be exposed to the variety of characters, such as Charles Xavier, brilliant, clever, dazzlingly intelligent man, which I am not, has been an asset to me, an opening of doors that otherwise might have remained closed.
And the movie is very violent, much more violent than the other movies, and asks also questions about the necessity of violence. So what is your opinion? Is violence in general not right, or in which cases do you think, okay, there is no other solution, like in the movie?
Well, I think I would quarrel with your statement that this is more violent than any of the others. I think the level of destruction in some of the other movies has been greater than this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Usually this is quite personal, one-to-one. It doesn't excuse violence. Perhaps, except in self-defense or in the defense of others, violence is never an option, should never be an option. And there were disturbing elements in this, particularly where the violence related to the character of Laura, or X-23, as she's sometimes known, so brilliantly played by Daphne Keane. When the involvement of a child in such action, it's appropriate that it is discussed. And I did that with Daphne's parents when they were on the set, which they were most of the time. In the case of Laura, X-23, she transforms, she changes from being a killing machine, but a machine that was constructed out of evil technology. And in the course of the movie, and this is extraordinarily vividly portrayed by Daphne, we see her beginning to develop an awareness of other aspects of life that might be a better choice than the violence towards which she has been programmed. And she communicates that so well, sometimes with just a look. And of course, she doesn't say anything for a very long time.
And how do you work with, you just told me you worked and talked to the parents. How do you work on such a violent and visual violence in the movie? How do you work with an 11-year-old child who has to be very aggressive in the movie and who has to kill people? So how did you manage this? I think this is a very interesting point if you have the parents on set the whole time.
Well, her parents were very reassuring. But I think it was also our duty, mine and Hugh's, to show her that the violence was a performed aspect. It didn't mean to say that it was any less real or felt or experienced, which she does very, very well. But in our downtime, which in the latter part of our scenes together were spent for weeks in the inside of a dirty old truck, that when the camera stopped rolling and we had a break, that we never discussed this, Hugh and I, but what we both intuitively did was try to return to an utter normality and everyday inconsequentiality in our relationship with Daphne. Hugh is a great one at inventing word games. Daphne could do it too. I'm useless at that, but I play. We sang songs together. You know, what's your favorite song? And then we would all join in and sing it. So that there was an air of normalcy around us all the time. And the violence that from time to time we had to enter into was invented, although as realistically as possible.
Thank you very much, and enjoy the premiere tonight.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.